Hey everybody, Unstable Gamer here, and welcome back to Disney Mirrorverse. In this video, we got some very cool stuff to talk about. It is Dangerous Dungeons coming into the beta, and it's going to be out sometime in May. We don't know exactly when, but we're going to go over what exactly Dangerous Dungeons is and why it's so important. But first, before we do, if you're just now finding this channel, you want to stay up to date with this and other games, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out. All right, and welcome back. Dangerous Dungeons, this is very cool. It's a new game mode. We're just going to dive right in here. I will have a link to this developer diary in the description below if you want to take a look at it as well. So welcome to a behind-the-scenes look at the development of Disney Mirrorverse. This is Kabam Edgar, one of your designers. The developer diary's opportunity to shine a spotlight on some new features coming to the game, which is great. Dangerous Dungeons, which is what we're talking about now, is an event-based mode that's all about balancing exploration, luck, and power. This is a cool mode. You're gonna feel, or you're gonna see. It looks a lot like what this game used to look like as far as the map before the December update, and what MCOC looks like. Unlike other game modes, there is a healthy dose of randomness that'll push players to plan ahead and reward those who capitalize on good fortune. Overcome the trials from week to week, and you'll be able to claim many riches. Dangerous Dungeons will be available to those who have completed Chapter 3-10 normal, so definitely need to make sure to work through the story mode, hit that, so you're into Chapter 4, so you can go ahead and unlock Dangerous Dungeons. And this is what it looks like. Look at this. Look at this. So you're going to be running through these nodes. See, again, it looks very MCOC-esque. Running through these. Here's a door here. It'd be cool. You know, it'd be really... I don't know. I asked about this, and it seemed like there might be some difficulty with it, just kind of with the randomness of these dungeons. But if you could, like, tilt it like what the battlefield looks like, I think would be really cool. But you're working through here, and you're working through chests. Now, before I get too far ahead of myself, let's go ahead and continue down. So playing in the event, yeah, the first thing players will need to do is to choose a difficulty. Harder difficulty is going to have more powerful fracture, bigger dungeon floors, more rewards, things like that. The next thing to consider is our Guardian restrictions. So we see Guardian restrictions in the game right now, and Guardian bonuses. For every event, there are some Guardians who you can't use. So that's nothing new to the game right now. And other Guardians that will double all points earned if there is at least one of them on the team. The question I have is, what if you have all of them on the team? If it's all three, if you have all three on the team, do you triple? Do you triple the rewards? Double for each one? What does that look like? I'm not sure. Speaking of points, while some rewards are earned by navigating through a dungeon, the best rewards are from milestones and rank rewards. You earn points by collecting the artifacts on each dungeon floor, and then reaching the exit without your guardians getting knocked out. So one thing to point out here, I'm sure I'm getting ahead of myself, but this takes into account persistent health. So as you go from fight to fight, and again, those of you who are familiar with MCOC and some of their events, as you go from fight to fight, your health is persistent. The only way to get more health is if you have health pots, things like that. So something to keep in mind there. Let's see, similar to Alliance missions, big rewards are possible at the end of the event based on how many points you scored compared to others. And unlike Alliance missions, however, each individual has their own score, I think, which is good as well. So there we go. There's another look at what it looks like. There's a nice chest there. You got this fog. I call it fog of war. I can't remember what it is they call it specifically, but I guess that's an old school term. So what makes dungeons different? Look at this. All right, so from the earliest point of development, this feature, we knew we wanted something that encouraged competition between other players. Dangerous Dungeons is our take on that concept, a game mode of competition coupled with a unique take on exploration and combat. When entering a dungeon, players will start on the first floor. You're going to work your way up through those floors. And then the more wandering they do, the more encounters they're going to discover. You remember, I'm an old school gamer, so old school gamers, if you remember some of those old school games like Phantasy Star, Zelda, things like that, where you're walking around the environment and there's nothing there, but then all of a sudden you hit an encounter. This is similar to that, right? I think MCOC is kind of similar to that too. Random encounters. I don't know. I'm not as familiar with that game, but there's a lot. It's Kabam develops that game as well, right? So you're going to see some similarities there. The more wandering they do, we covered that. The goal is to find the exit for that floor and proceed to the next floor and then find the floor's exit. One thing that you can do while you're wandering around these floors is you can go forward and backward. You're not going in one linear direction and then have to get to the end and then restart all over again to try a different path if you want to try and unlock all the goodies in that floor. You can wander all the way around. The only thing you got to be careful of is as you wander, again, as it says here, as you wander more around the floors looking to unlock stuff and find stuff, then you're going to hit more and more encounters. And again, since your health is persistent, that's something that you want to keep in mind. Can you get out of there before you get taken out? All right, so however, navigating the floors is no simple matter, as every floor of the dungeon is covered with stellar fog. There we go, stellar fog. That lifts as players explore the map. The layout is procedurally generated, so basically you're going to go in there. The map floor is not always going to look the same, and it's not going to always have the same configuration. It's going to generate every time that you go back every time that you go back in there. All right. It's randomly created by an algorithm rather than being the same layout each time. Players will need their wits to find a point, granting artifacts along the way. So some cool stuff there. In this mode, you spend dungeon energy. That is great as well. You're going to have separate energy from your typical campaign energy that we're using right now to navigate across the dungeon floors. Energy is special as it generates in large sums every 24 hours and resets to a starting amount at the beginning of each event. So there's no max. Last I heard, additionally, because this energy resets at the start of an event, there's no maximum there. It's just going to continually generate. So you got a ton of energy that you can use. And then if you use it all, then you got to wait for it to generate again, right? All right. So players can choose to use a little of their dungeon energy each day or play a lot and use more all at once at the end of the event. Dangerous Dungeons provides flexibility for when you want to play. All right, there's another screenshot right there. So what can you get from dungeons? Okay, so ultimately, here's the thing. You've got a bunch of different rewards and stuff, but the most important thing in here and in Dangerous Dungeons, and the only place that you're going to get this most important item is in Dangerous Dungeons, is right here. Tier 3 gem shards, specifically rubies, sapphires, emeralds, and topazes. Tier 3, that is what you need in order to continue to level up your guardian. So currently right now we're max level 40. This is what's going to allow us to get up to the new max level, which is going to be level 50. So no other game mode or event's going to allow that. So this is definitely something that we're going to want to jump into and dive into and get those gems. So very cool stuff. Players who want to get their guardians to rank 5 will want to make sure that they dive into here. All right, and here's kind of just a dungeon run summary of what it looks like. It shows you, I can't pause it, but when you do here, it shows you total number of floors. So 5 of 5, 5 of 9 artifacts found, and 13 of 20 chests found. So at least you'll know kind of where you stand, and then there's your points earned, your bonus multiplier, and everything like that. So Dangerous Dungeons coming in update .12. Very excited for this. This is a cool new mode. Very excited for the T3 gems and just kind of seeing something new and different in there. And the fact that it's generating the map floor every time that you go in there and it's not always going to be the same thing, I think that's exciting as well. And I think that just adds to the potential of this game mode not getting overly boring or not feeling too monotonous too quick, if that makes sense. All right, everybody, that's what I had for you today. Dangerous Dungeons. As soon as it gets in game, we'll go ahead and do some videos on that as well so you can see exactly what all of this means. Again, this is all information before it hits the update, which is sometime in May. So some of this stuff could change. Nothing is final until it gets in the game. And again, this game is in soft launch. It's in beta in certain countries. It is not globally launched. So anything you see on this channel right now is subject to change by the time it hits global launch. But we'll keep you updated as much as possible and as things change. All right, everybody, that's what I had for you today. Very excited to hear your thoughts on this. What do you think of the concept of this? And those of you playing the game, are you excited for it? All right, everybody, as always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.